There's a common misconception that you cannot lose weight if you've got no plan and you're not tracking your food, but that is just not true. I traveled Asia for 12 weeks. I managed to lose 12 kilos. I didn't track a single meal. I never trained in the same gym twice. I was out drinking at least once a week, and I was sleeping in hostels with people that were snoring like bears. I'm going to break down exactly how I did it so you can do something similar yourself if you want to. I do want to preface this video and say that I've been training for years at this point. I know how to eat intuitively, and you will or would get better results if you had a plan and were tracking. Let's kick things off with nutrition. Obviously, with no plan and no tracking, you need to follow some set guidelines. I want to say that with these guidelines that I'm going to discuss, the whole idea is for you to retain as much control over that food as you possibly can, which can be tough when ordering food out for every meal, but it is doable. So, staple rule number 1 for nutrition is have at least 3 meals per day. Make sure that in those meals, you are having 40 to 50 grams of protein. This is what that looks like. 150 grams to 200 grams of chicken or fish or steak. For carbs, opt for clean carb sources. That's going to be rice, it's going to be boiled potatoes. I would also avoid any dishes that are sauce heavy. If you are going to get a dish that's got some sauce, always ask for it on the side. Some other things that you can do to increase that control over your food. If you're having any sorts of meats, ask for them grilled, not fried. If you're having a steak, ask for no oil and a little bit of butter. If you give the chef or the restaurant free reign over the food that you're making, they're going to make it taste as good as possible, which means loads of oil, loads of butter, which great, tastes nice, but it's not going to help you lose weight. Always grab veg with every meal for the micronutrients, also the volume to fill you up. And then with drinks, opt for diet drinks, chaps. Don't be getting full sugar drinks. Now, if you do want to be a little bit cheeky, a little bit naughty, you can have a meal where you just enjoy yourself and go all out and let the reins sort of fully come off. However, it needs to be planned for to the best of your ability. So, calorie banking. If you knew you're going out for a meal in the evening, you want to be a little bit naughty, you want a dessert, maybe you want a couple of pints, reduce carbs in the meals prior, earlier in the day, just to create a little bank, just to do a little bit of damage control. And that way you can have the meal and ultimately still move forward, or at the very least, just maintain where you're at. Same goes with a heavy night of drinking. Reduce carbs, bank calories, do a little bit of damage control. Now, the last part of the puzzle for fat loss, it's going to be steps and cardio. Now, for you to lose fat, you need to be in a deficit. Food is a little bit tough to manage in terms of calories, so you need to leverage that expenditure to create that deficit so that you can consistently lose weight week to week. So I was averaging 12 to 15K steps per day. There were periods when I was away of a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, where I was doing a 5K, 30-minute run every single day. I would get those boxed off in the morning so that I could enjoy the rest of my day just chilling, relaxing, exploring, doing a little bit of sightseeing. So my tip would be keep expenditure relatively high, get it done first thing in the morning, eat the frog, get that task boxed off out of the way, and then you can enjoy the rest of your day doing whatever it is you want to do. Although I was on the move every few days, I would take progress pictures wherever I could. Yes, lighting would be a little bit different, but you can pretty clearly see if you're getting leaner on a week-to-week basis. I'll pop up some pictures on the screen. I could clearly see that what I was doing was working. Now, there is one big caveat to this video. I did lose muscle, and I lost a good amount of muscle. Now, this is the cost of not having a plan, not having that accuracy with nutrition. If you really want to push the boat out with the fat loss, losing 12 kilos in 12 weeks is a pretty good rate of fat loss. So that's the issue you run into. Yes, you can lose weight at a good rate if you're doing all of these things, but you're going to run into losing muscle as well. However, muscle memory is a thing, 100% did kick in. 4 weeks after being back home, I was on plan, training was tracked, I was doing the same lifts on repeat, my food was dialed in, I started to regain that muscle and my physique came back to life. It's a pretty mad difference. I'll pop up a comparison on the screen, but that's what's possible when you've got a plan, you're tracking, you're meticulous, and you're just on the money. So yes, you can lose weight and lose a good amount of fat with no plan and without tracking your food. But chances are you will lose muscle as well. So if you're not tracking and you've not got a plan just due to being a little bit lazy, don't be lazy. Like, these are your results on the line. Getting in shape will help to level up your life tenfold. It's so valuable. So don't skimp out on it because you're a little bit lazy or it's a little bit of a chore. There is nothing that is more beneficial for you than getting in better shape. It's good for your confidence, your head, mental health, body, everything. It's good for everything. If you have no clue where to start to put yourself a plan together to get lean, click the link in my bio. There is a free 24-page, I think it's 24-page guide running through everything that you could possibly need to know to create yourself a plan to get to 10% body fat. So if you want that, tap the link and you can get it. That's going to wrap up this video, people. If you've enjoyed it, drop me a comment. Don't forget to drop me a sub because it really helps me out, and I'll catch you in the next one.